Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. Thank you very much for joining me today on what is episode 1 of our 3-part series. We are unboxing the animation collection from CMON. This is the first video for you, and we've got a few clues here on my top. We are going to be investigating, going to be discovering clues, building traps, and going for that epic unmasking as we take a look at Scooby-Doo, the board game. Hello again folks, welcome back. For those of you who don't know me by now, my name is Matt and we are destined to become the very best of friends. As I said, this is an unboxing of epic proportions, so much so that I'm splitting it into 3 parts because this is part of the Kickstarter for CMON, the animation collection, which involves 3 titles and a plethora of insanity's worth of content. Today we're having a look at one of the most anticipated titles in that set, which is of course Scooby-Doo the board game. Now this is the deluxe edition. This box I will show you later on glows in the dark, which is very, very awesome. There is all sorts of bits and pieces in here. I'll show you how it all works. This is a game that is a cooperative game for 1 to 5 players where you team up as part of the Mysteries Incorporated team, or Mystery Incorporated team. You track down the villains, try and trap them, and basically if you trap them, you unmask them and you win the game. Think of it as Pandemic, but with a Scooby-Doo flavor, which I kind of dig. So let's take a look and we'll have a look at what's in the box. Yeah, very pumped for this one. This is one that's been in the works for some time. It's taken a bit of time to get to us. I know that CMON obviously has many, many projects happening at any given time, which is, you know, just what happens. That's par for the course. But this one in particular was good because obviously our kids are massive, and me as well, massive Scooby-Doo fans. So I'm very excited to see how it plays and what's going on. I've watched plastic goes on the floor. I watched a couple of the playthroughs and things as well. Very excited to see how it all goes. But without further ado, because there is a lot of content in the big, huge, massive CMON box delivery that arrived, let's show you what's in the box. If you have a look on the overhead, boom, there is the wonderful artwork. Now, all of these little components here glow in the dark, so you get all the eyes glowing, the text and everything else as well, which is bloody fantastic. There are the base minis in this game. There is also all the extra minis. So this campaign was very much similar to the Wacky Races campaign that was done a few years back. We incidentally got a copy of Wacky Races included with our pledge as well because we didn't have one. There is a ton of stuff. So let's lift the lid and we will get into it. So it's nice lid. Let's put this one over to the side here. There we go. A bit of shine on there, which is awesome. Okay, free CMON content. Get it here. Okay, fantastic. I will put that one to the side. The deluxe edition of the rulebook, which has that same artwork on there, which is nice. Now, the rulebook is going to be pretty straightforward. It talks about how to play, table of contents, content galore, Scooby Gang figurines, villain figurines, how to set up. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, which we know you have because we really appreciate your support, you will have the opportunity to see how this will be set up before you start your game. At the end of the video, we'll show you a bit of an idea, give you a bit of an idea of how it all sort of works. Credits, monster duos, solo mode, etc. Monster duos is an interesting one because with this game you can go up against the one monster villain, or you can have duos and have 2 of them team up to take down the Mystery Inc. team, and that is fantastic as well. So much so that we have a little mini unboxing at the end of the video to show you based on some extra villains and nemesis I should say, that you can enjoy. So there's a rule book there. We'll put that one to the side. I will keep the trusty knife handy because I hate having pull tabs. Let's see how we go. Let's pop that one there. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so we've got some punch outs here. Now these are the little monster tokens that indicate where the monster has been or is about to go. And obviously if the monster invades or causes fright in all the different areas of the board, the players will lose the game. There is a haunted location token. So to refresh this location, you've got to discard 2 cards. You don't want to discard too many cards because in true pandemic fashion, if you discard too many cards, you will lose the game. Then you've got some bystander tokens here. Now these ones I think are just some visitors to the spaces, and you can, obviously the more visitors there are, the more likely there is to be some spectacular events happening. We also have some tracking movement tokens. That's monster movement, nice big crazy scary feet, and they'll be placed on the board and they'll dictate where the monster will move. You've got trap tokens. So there are 4 types of these trap tokens, and if you collect enough of them for the trap card, you can build the trap and effectively trap the monster and win the game, which is what it's all about. You've got some fuel tokens or gas tokens because this is an American game or American style game. And obviously the gas tokens are used to move the mystery machine. Yes, there is a mystery machine miniature, and you can move that around the board as well. Then you've got some snack tokens, which I'm assuming are for our friends Shaggy and Scooby to eat and enjoy. And they're ability tokens as well. So on the back, you've got some other little abilities here that looks like the food has been eaten. So you use the snack to activate your ability. On the reverse side, you can see they're there, which is fabulous. The board, now I'll try and get obviously a good shot. Oh my goodness, there's so much cool stuff underneath here. This is going to be the large, big board of crazy. You're going to get a quick sneak peek in there while I unfold this. The board, okay, interesting. You're probably not going to get all that in the one shot, but it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. It's only the 4 squares. I thought it would be a lot larger than that, but that's okay. I don't mind this. It's nice, easy to read. The pictography of the movement points, how to enter and exit locations is great. Witch's Shack, monster starts here, airfield, etc. And then you've got on the other side, draw deck, save deck, recover deck, monster deck, and the monster tokens as well. But we will show you how that all works when we have it all set up and ready to go. Now we have the all sorts of crazy stuff here with the tokens, cards for days. I am looking forward to this because it's a bit of a meatier game, and obviously as Charlotte is now a seasoned and veteran gamer, she's going to pick this up and run with it. But this is something that as Blair gets older, she's going to be able to enjoy, and the 4 of us are going to be able to sit there and play this one to its wonderful conclusion as a fam. And I kind of dig that as well, as obviously everyone gets a bit older. So we have here plastic for the floor. These are, I love the artwork. That's cool. Digging that. So we've got a few extra bits and pieces. We've got, these look like they're all monster cards, so I love that you can shuffle those and draw them at random. Nice and big juicy cards. The Ghost Clown, Green Ghost, the Creeper, Ghost of Captain Cutler, the Ghost of Redbeard, that's one of Charlotte's favorites, the Zombie, the Witch, the Black Knight, Witch and Zombie is those duos that we talked about, Zombie and Witch, Spooky Space Kook. These are all sorts of monsters that you can face. Then you have the Mystery Machine movement card, so gas it up. You may discard a gas token to move it to any location on the board. And then I think these ones here with this lovely iconography and blue and pink and purple crazy stuff is our player card. So Scooby-Doo, and you've got 6 spots there. That's how many trap icons you can have on your card at any one time. The ability slot is there. You've got Shaggy, who starts at the malt shop, who has a wacky sprint. Fred, Graveyard of Ships location. Velma, gain any 2 resources except a tool. Daphne, remove up to 3 scare tokens. Scrappy-Doo is here as well. And all the kids and their 4-legged friends are here to get into it. So let's talk about these cards, movement cards. Oh, there's even little mini cards as well, which look like they're trap cards too. I think the traps have to be built in stages. I think you can build any of the traps. I have to double check myself, but I think you build the traps, so you have to build them in order, and you have to build a certain number of them in order to complete the game. So these are going to be movement tokens, movement cards. It's a nice big Scooby-Doo necklace, and there's monster cards. Oh, they're all mixed in. That's interesting. So the monster cards are for the monster deck, and the SD cards are obviously for the player deck. And that's movement. The token or the number denotes effectively initiative order, for lack of a better term, and you get 0 to 1 points of movement. The monster is initiative of 2, and it moves 2 spaces, and scares or frights 3, etc. So maybe they're in numerical order. For this turn, you are not affected by fright. So you'll basically get a hand of cards, use those cards to move around the board, save bystanders, remove fright tokens, and to obviously collect trap tokens that will help you finish the game. Restoring monster tokens may restore 1 additional token. So obviously the more, if you run out of monster tokens, the game's over. And they've got initiative that goes all the way up. Where to get up to here? So 36, 37, all the way up to 42. So there's lots of different options there for you to have to pick and choose, I guess, in terms of who goes when, what player plays at what time. You'll have to use your smarts to outwit the monster. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Let's remove the plastic here. Now these are sealed, which I kind of dig. So let's remove this here. I'm just going to steal my knife. Maybe. There we go. So much tape. That's the one thing. Simon of late have just literally just taped stuff. They don't like to use vac trays, game trays. They like to do it all themselves. Some of the recent unboxings we've had, which have been using game tray storage solutions, have just been mint. So this is a fantastic way. I guess it's a comparison more than anything else. Let's have a look here. We're going to remove. I thought I cut that off there, but obviously I did not. No, I did not. So we'll get this thing here and we'll cut that off there. Oh gosh. So graceful. Tape on both sides. I thought I'd removed it, but obviously I had not. But that's okay. All right, so let's try this again. We'll just edit this bit out. All right, so we've got a plastic insert there. Then we have some minis for you to have a look at, and that is what it's all about. So I will try and get as close on the overhead as I can. Let's start with this is huge. The Mystery Machine Mini is massive. Look at it, it's massive. So that's it there. Hopefully I'm doing it justice. It is chunky. There is a base. It's got all the axles and things on it as well. The roof, the back doors will spin it around for you, but it is huge. What a presence on the table that's going to have. I'm digging that. That is a fantastic miniature. I wouldn't call it, it's almost like a maxiture. Then we have, let's go through our team. Let's go with Velma. Now the minis are pre-painted and they're looking not too bad. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So I'm hoping I'm getting those in shot. I'm assuming that I am because I'm over the right thing. But Velma is there, looking boss, ready to use her smarts to try and outwit the villain. You've got Daphne, who is here with all of her purple and red-headed glory, doing her thing, getting ready to be the damsel in distress, the bait. Although she gets caught in the traps more often than anything else, I suppose. So do Scooby and Shaggy. Or they're usually used as the bait, I suppose. Fred with his ascot, looking very boss and ready to create some crazy traps and get some crazy net action happening. He's ready to take the fight to our friends. There he is, the Shagster himself, our lovely friend Shaggy, ready for action. I'm digging the poses here. The minis are not so mini. They're quite a decent presence on the table, and when they're set up, I think that's going to be quite spectacular. Obviously, some of the villain pieces you'll see shortly are quite spectacular. You have, here he is, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Now, I know Blair will just play as Scooby every game she can, because, I mean, Charlotte may do that as well. So, my wife and I are going to be relegated to everything except the good character. I mean, all the characters are awesome in their own way, but we'll never get a chance to play as Scooby and Shaggy, I can tell you that right now. Let's have a look at Ghost Clown, or Space Clown. Ghost Clown. Looking pretty nasty. I mean, people have fears of clowns anyway, but this is probably another level. That's him there. Nice, big, chunky. Again, quite large. Overshadows pretty much the rest of the minis, which is what you want the villains to do. We have the Creeper, who is looking quite, creepy. I suppose that's his purpose. I'll flip him over there. The style of the mini and the sculpts are very much reminiscent of the olden style, like the 60s, 70s cartoons of Scooby-Doo, even 80s in some respects. The Green Ghost, who is actually more of a turquoise, but that's okay. I like those rattling chains and the presence. Like if I bring Velma out, look at the size difference. Comparison is huge. I love it. Not really minis, they're maxis. I'm digging it. And they're quite heavy too. Like that guy's quite heavy. If I put him there, Yeah, he's in fact, you know what? He shouldn't be there. Scooby should be there. There you go, Scooby. And we'll get Shaggy there as well, because why not? There you go. Scoobs and Shags, you can do your thing. There we go. All right. That takes care of the first tray. Now, because it's a deluxe edition, we have got extra minis for days. First of all, let's have a look. There he is, Scrappy Doo Power. There you go. I love it. I love it. It's actually a really good pose. He's ready for action. Got his fists up, ready, like, come on, come on. We have got the Space Kook, who is here, who is in his crazy uniform. Now, I don't think they did it, but it'd be cool if his head glows in the dark. That'd be amazing. I don't think that's the case. But again, sculpts and the colors, I just love the fact there's so much vibrancy in these. They're just fantastic. Even the Black Knight, who is literally a grey suit of armor, has this crazy coif at the top, which just looks fantastic. I love it. The minis are great, digging them. You've got the diver, the Ghost Diver. Now, I don't think he glows in the dark, but what a spectacular thing that would be. Mind you, the board, I don't think it'd be very hard to play in the dark. But the Ghost Diver looks spectacular. You have the Witch, again, another massive chunky mini. Like, it's a witch, but she means business. She's got a crazy wand stick and she's ready to cast some crazy action. I love the draping of the robes and other bits and pieces on the villains, because it's, again, true to that same art style. You've got our zombie friend, and he's in the standard zombie pose. Grr, arg, but that's a different IP, so I forget I said that. And then you've got the zombie with his big red eyes and his cloak and robe. They are so true to the representations of the minis, the characters from the original series. They just look fantastic. You've got Redbeard here as well, doing his thing. I've jumped into the minis. I've missed a whole deck of cards too. Redbeard looks awesome. I love it. So good. The animation collection obviously was 3 games plus Wacky Races if you wanted that as an add-on. And they look so good. I'm so happy with how these turned out. Simon did a great job here, which is both good and bad, because of late they have caused quite a furore with their most recent campaigns. And I think they've copped a lot of flack as a result. And some people would say deservedly. Shipping is what it is, but the shipping crisis and Simon's way of handling shipping has been not great and has burned a lot of bridges with the backers. So we'll see what happens. All right, so trap cards. I've jumped ahead. So these trap cards, you get those tokens we saw before, and you collect them, and then you drop them off and place them on the trap. And when you complete the card, you get the bonus on the other side. And on the bonus, in this case, it's a trap completed, which is great. So more different traps, but the different traps require different tokens. Some might require more, some require less, and therefore it changes up the difficulty. The bones on the card, the Scooby snacks on the cards indicate the difficulty to complete them. And I think you've got to do, obviously, the different levels of the cards. And the different cards have different abilities on them. So, for example, if I flip this over, Monster discards 2 Scooby Gang cards when it frights. And then you've got here, remove a visitor token from the card. So these are rewards. You have to take, or penalties maybe, remove 2 gas if possible. The Monster discards 1 card from the Scooby Gang draw deck. Monster has +1 movement. So as you complete the traps, the monster gets more powerful. So there's quite a bit of balance there, which I kind of dig as well. Trap completed means nothing happens, but obviously as the game goes on, the monster is going to get more powerful and more crazy, which I kind of dig. Now, some of you lovely, lovely folks out there in YouTube land who have been supporting us and watching this channel may have very well noticed that in the overhead view, you will see there are 2 spots here that are empty. There's no minis in them, which is really odd. Why would you have empty spaces in minis? That's crazy. Because this is the deluxe edition of the game, there is a little something extra that we've got. Now, these extra box here that I've got here to the side of camera is something that is compatible with all 3 of the trilogy of games that come with the animation collection. So rather than open them later, I thought I'd be able to open them and pop them in here because they do have a spot for them in this box. So, without further ado, let's just move this one to the side here. And we're going to bring in a villain pack for Dastardly and Muttley. Dick Dastardly and Muttley are two villains you can use in the Mayhem games, which will be some other unboxing videos that we'll do shortly. But you can also use them as villains, a duo villains, in the Scooby-Doo game as well, and I kind of dig that. Scoob obviously came out not too long ago, and Dick Dastardly and Muttley were sort of the key villains, sort of, in that one. Simon Cowell was also a villain as well. For those of you who've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But having Dastardly and Muttley as an extra pack that are compatible with all three of the Animation Collection games was a nice stroke of genius on behalf of Simon, so I like that. So we've got a 2-figure pack. They are compatible with Mayhem and Scooby-Doo, which I guess is really 2 games, but just one of them has 2 different flavors, which is kind of good. Let's pop these out here. We've got some cards, board game rules for Scooby-Doo, the board game, if you're using these particular folks. But then you've got the player boards for the Mayhem series of games, so you can actually play as Dick Dastardly or Muttley and someone else. You don't have to have them together. You can mix and match and choose your own heroes, and I kind of dig that. But in the realm of the Scooby-Doo board game, you've got here a little baggie which has a few extra components, which we're going to pop in these ones here and pretty much destroy this box. Oh, don't do it. Use it for components. No, we don't need extra space. We've already got space issues as well. So, Dick Dastardly as a solo monster, add a monster token to a Dastardly and Muttley trap card. Muttley, monster ability, so you would have those side by side and they would be running in tandem if you wanted to use them for the Scooby-Doo game. Then you have some extra bits and pieces here. You have what is a trap completed, because Dick Dastardly is known for building traps to mess with players, which happens in the Wacky Races game ad nauseum. And obviously if you collect the monster tokens and complete the trap, Dick Dastardly potentially will win the game. You have a little medal token. I think it's a medal token as well. 1 trap card and a medal token. The components, this is Mayhem. So this is for the Mayhem game. Now the medal token is used for that one. We will talk about that when we do our Mayhem videos as well. That is pretty much all of the bits and pieces except for this lovely little tray here. Let's open this one up. Now this one has been stuck together again. So much tape, unnecessary, but hey, look, I guess it's safety first when it comes to shipping long distances, because this has traveled from afar to get to us. And it doesn't matter, I'm not going to be careful because I'm not going to be keeping the tray anyway. All right, let's lift this one off here. I didn't used to like throwing anything out trays-wise, but of late, with the spatial awareness and the lack of space that we have, it's all going to go. So let's start with Muttley. There he is. I can never get that laugh. One of my dad's friends used to smash that laugh. He had a Muttley t-shirt and everything. I could never get it to work. But there he is, giggling away in that classic pose. He's got the tooth hanging out there. I love that. That is so good. Muttley looks awesome. And again, I'm going to put him up here because Muttley is just... it's fantastic. And then here he is, the man himself, Dick Dastardly. Doing all sorts of manner with this crazy hat on that he's known to have. And he's got that leering pose, holding onto his moustache. It looks like a goddamn sausage, let's be honest. But the fact that he's leering and bending forward, and all that sort of stuff, it looks amazing. I love it. Look at him. Look at him. He means business. He means business. I love it. So if I get rid of this tray here and bring in this main tray back into the fore, we have Dick Dastardly doing his thing. There he is. He's going to sit there. We're going to put Muttley back in here, ready to go. And that is it. That is all of the components for the Scooby-Doo board game. And that's obviously the Dick Dastardly and Muttley pack as well, to give you an idea of how that all sort of works. Now, most importantly, because I know this is the bit that some people have been waiting for, it is time to show you what this looks like on the table when it's all set up and ready to go. And we're going to show you what it looks like for a 5-player game. Ladies and gentlemen, roll that footage. I can't wait. I am so excited to give this a go. Maybe over the weekend, we'll see how we go. There's a lot happening in my personal life at the moment, but there's just so much going on in this game. The board looks spectacular. The minis look amazing. Table presence for days. Gameplay-wise, I guess we'll see how we go. I just think it's going to be one of those games that is going to be simple to learn. I think it's only like meant to be a 30-minute game, and that's something I've noticed. Unless it's a Zombicide game, the Simon games have been designed to be quick play. Wacky Races, we smashed out a couple of games of that, 20 minutes, and it's designed so you can do a cup. So you have like Mario Kart, 4 cups, and obviously whoever gets the most points wins. The fact this is a 30-minute game, first time we play is obviously probably going to be a bit clunky as we learn the rules and all the rest of it, but I love the fact that this is going to be one of those games that you can crack out a couple of rounds of, and take on different villains, up the degree of difficulty. I do like that it's cooperative as well, so that as a family we can all work together. It just looks spectacular. Presents for days. I dig it. It looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to show you the rest of the animation collection by Simon. I'm going to clear this away. I'm going to start working on episode 2 of our animation collection series. By all means, if you've got your copy of Scooby-Doo, let us know in the comments below what you think. Have you played? Who are your favorite characters? What sort of abilities do you prefer? Which monsters do you want to fight? Which monsters have you succumbed to? Have you lost to? Let us know in the comments below. We will be back with more crazy epic content. As always, it'd be remiss of me not to thank our Patreon subscribers and you, our subscribers who are subscribing to the channel, allowing us to do all the crazy stuff we do. So if you haven't smashed that subscribe button, by all means do so, and click that like button as well while you're there, just to give us a bit of a leg up. We very much appreciate it. Mwah, thank you so much. We will see you back here for episode 2 of the animation collection, which is going to be a bit of mayhem, Looney Tunes action. We'll see you back here then. Until then, go out there, play more games, be social, check back with us for more epic content, or you can watch some D&D content if you like. We'll see you back here at the table very, very soon. Until then, it is bye for now.